Hey, welcome back to Blown Budget Garage. Behind me is my 1973 Dodge Dart Swinger that we've lovingly nicknamed Bad Luck Brian. What can go wrong usually does. On the last video, we got the car running and driving, was able to make a nice little drive all the way down the road and back, put about 10 miles on it, nothing went wrong. In this video, we're gonna switch some things up because now it's time to go race car mode. Let's start putting a bunch of parts on. Time to get to work. So to start, I have my rear end getting built, and one of the things we want to confirm is the axle flange on the rear end. So I got a lot of work to get done. We're going to go ahead and get the front shocks replaced, get the front tires on. We're going to get this tire off. I got a spacer. I'm going to throw it on. I got to start getting fuel pumps mounted. Just a tremendous amount of work. But what can you do, you know? So, let's get this car up in the air, get the spacer added, make sure that we have enough clearance, and then we're gonna go ahead and jump on the front and start getting the easy stuff done first. I gotta start getting some better tools. Come on. Oh, found metal. It's noisy. I'm really hoping that with a spacer, I get far enough away from my spring. Everybody keeps saying the 275s ain't gonna fit. You're gonna have to mini tub it. Whoa now. Whoa now. And they're probably right. Come on now. But hopefully they're wrong, for my sake. I think they're gonna clear. But, you know, I'm usually wrong a lot. I gotta say, not much makes me happier than a sticker, not gonna lie. All right, here's my spacers. I went with Titan wheel accessories for a couple of reasons. It was the first one that popped up on Amazon, and they said they would fit. Fingers crossed that be the case. I think a 1/4 inch is all I'm gonna need to get away from the leaf spring. Like I said, I could be wrong. I measured and measured and measured. Man, they really like wrapping these things up, don't they? Good, man. Put this man in for a raise. I measured and measured and measured, and I think this is gonna be enough, but if it's not, these will go up on the parts shelf and I'll try again. I know, spacers, not really the best way to do this. The right way to do this, since we're having to modify the rear end that we're putting in it, would be to cut the axle tube to length and then order the right size axles. However, it is cheaper to go with a standard length A-body axle. So that's what we're gonna try. All right, let's see here. That might have done it. That might have done it. Back to this. Perfect. Perfect. All right, I am gonna have to roll this inner fender lip up. It is, well, I'll just show you. It's got about 1/16 of an inch. We'll try to get y'all in here so you can see. There you go. See, it clears, but that's not enough to keep me safe. And I need to get a light up underneath here. but I can get my finger in there. So this is with 20 pounds of pressure in this tire. I think that's gonna be just about perfect. It clears on the inside. Everybody said it wouldn't clear in the fender well, but it does. There's plenty of space. I just need to roll that up, and that is no big deal. So we have plenty of daylight. I do need to address that side up there. And I gotta get all this cleaned up. I got some, we're gonna pretend we didn't see that. I gotta get all that. I mean, that's just extra weight. You know what I mean? I don't need to be carrying all that. We'll address that. But for the time being, this will be fine. I mean, there is enough, right? Nothing's gonna happen on that side. I am going to, there's this, you can get a piece of paper through it, that's it. So lots of work to be done on this side, but that's okay. The good news is that they fit. I just got to do a little bang, 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 smack, smack, board action, which already started. So let's get the front wheels on, start swapping out them shocks. Well, the sucky part is that I'm gonna have to take those right back off, like immediately. That's all right. Whoa. What is that? Why do I have a leak? Uh-oh. That's red juice. Ah, it's that stupid pan. Dang it, man. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Well, that's gonna be another 80 bucks because now I gotta drop the pan and just RTV it. That gasket, it sucks. All right, that's unfortunate. What can you do? Okay. Also, if you're wondering why there's so many rocks and dirt in the shop, it's because as I was pulling out, I kicked it all into the shop. So I need to clean this up too because it's starting to hurt the kneecaps to kneel down on a rock. I just realized I didn't break the lug nuts free. Maybe they'll go. Okay. Let me get all these tires swapped out and then we're gonna move on to these shocks. Well, actually, let me get the tires off, then we'll do shocks, then we'll put the new tires on. Much better plan. Help me understand this. What size are you? Oh, that one. Let's get this top part undone, shall we? Okay, driver's side is in. These actually, you have to set these with the body down. So I'm just got everything started. I just got one up here. So once the body's down, we'll be able to tighten that up. I'm having to rebushing these. This whole piece I have to just pop out. I just set it down, took a hammer, whacked it to get it out, and rebushinged it. So let me do this one, we'll get that one on, and then we'll get these shocks tightened up. My goodness, this is the dinkiest little, hello. Ha, let me fix the camera. It's crazy how the littlest thing, you're like, all I gotta do is check wheels and change up a couple of shocks, and it's like, poof, 2 hours gone, and I'm already tired. All right, that's good enough to get it on the ground, and then we'll tighten these up. Woo, Ricky Bobby, that is a race car. Almost, not quite, but it looks good. All right, next up, let's get this rear end out so we can get some measurements. So I'll have to jack the car back up. But I just wanted to take a look at it with the bigs and skinnies, and I gotta say, I love it. Shocks are adjusted, everything is tightened down. She sits low now. very low. It has got just a nasty rake from the side. I love it, man. The stance is perfect. I absolutely love it. So I'll probably throw the center caps on to make it look pretty on the front, but I'm kind of just procrastinating right now. I know I need to do it, but golly, I don't want to take it apart. Just kidding. I actually forgot. These go from the inside, not from the outside. So I'm going to take the front tires off to put them on. So that's going to wait. Now let's get the rear out. Okay, I'm going to start by go ahead and getting my rear shocks disconnected. This really does kind of suck to have to undo so much of your work just to then have to redo it. But it is what it is. On the bright side, I have a perfectly good 7 1/4 that when I get my power tour car, if I need it, I got it. And I got a full set of brand new rally wheels. So it'll kind of pay off in a little bit. So anyways, let me zip all this off. We'll start disconnecting brake lines, disconnect the drive shaft. We'll have this out of here in about 20-30 minutes. Well, the good news is I got plenty of room to work in here. I really probably should go grab actual wrenches, but you know, crescent wrench gang. Okay, will you come off with no trouble? Probably not. I really need to just go grab the right side of the wrench so I don't round this off, but you know. Oh. Whole brake line's rotating. Great. Oh, there we go. Ha! Crescent Ridge gang gang. Let's go. All right. Maybe everything is just gonna go smoothly. Shouldn't have said that. Should not have said that. On the bright side, now I get to make a mess all over my floor, and I get to re-bleed my brakes and all that fun jazz. Also, I know these things are up, down, up. I know these rear ends are heavy. You know, the right way to do this, depending on who you talk to. If I wanted to make it easy on myself, I would just disconnect the shackles and everything else. I'm just going to disconnect all my U-bolts, my shocks, my brake lines. We're just going to kind of shimmy it out of here and leave all this in place. Then we're going to do the right thing. We're going to clean it up and completely rebuild it with some undercoat action. All right, come on. 2 for 2, baby. Yes, sir. 2 for 2. Let's go. Pop that guy out of there. Maybe. Maybe not. Come on, man. Get out. Get out. There we go. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Not worth it. Let me measure. Alright, let me go get the right tool. I'll be right back. What size are you? Too small. Never heard that before. Still too small. Dang it. There we go. Come on. You know, I got that yoga mat because it helps to not lay on concrete, you know, when you got hips bones that are all bony and set up anatomically like mine. Then I forget to use it. And then I end up in pain, and it's my own fault. All right. Also, I got a drive shaft loop I don't expect to be making so much power, you know, that I'm going to snap the drive shaft, but I think if you got radials, you know, like these slicks, I think I'm going to need them to pass tech, or need one to pass tech. So, better safe than sorry, you know what I mean? So we got to get that on too once we get the new rear end in. There's really not a whole lot I can do after this. I can get that electric fuel pump mounted, which I'll probably do that, kind of see where I want to put it. But, you know, I got to wait on the rest of my fuel line to come in. I had to order more fuel line. That way I can have an independent fuel source for the nitro setup. And I got to wait on that to come in. That hasn't come in yet. Get out of there, come on. We've only got like 82 days until no name. It seems like a lot of days, and you know, until you remember that, you know, we're all adults here and we gotta work, and you get limited time and you have limited energy, you know what I mean? Alright, let's see how she looks. Come on. Okay, so I am pushed all the way in, and I've got about I don't know, 1.5 inches from the U-joint up into the carrier here, so plenty of room on this rear end. I'm hoping maybe I'll get lucky, I don't know, but I am hoping that by some stroke of luck I won't have to get my drive shaft cut down. Oh my goodness, my neck is cramping. Oh, that don't feel good. This is nice. Golly, come on. I'm just trying to put these back in so I don't lose them in case, you know, I need to reuse his rear end. Okay, that's enough of this. Let me finish up with getting this stuff on, and then we'll get back to work. What size are you now? Oh, perfect. Second try. Okay. After that, I should be able to just kind of wiggle this out of the way, get that shock out of the way. We'll zip tie it up to the leaf spring for the time being. I'm trying to disconnect the least amount possible. Oh, goodness. Woo, that is tight. That is tight. All right, what size we got? 11/16 breaker bar time. Golly. You know, one, probably I should have soaked these, honestly. To be honest with you. Luckily, Joe thought ahead for me, and he was like, "Hey, don't forget to get your shock plate for an 8 3/4." And I said, "That's a good point." So I went ahead and got those ordered, and they are here. All right, it's going, but I need to go grab that. I need that PB blaster. All right, there's that shock plate, and there's that shock plate. I ended up having to bust out the dang death wheel, nicked up the axle tube a tiny little bit in a couple spots, but no big deal. Shocks are disconnected. All we gotta do now is just lift her up and scooch her out of the way. Try not to break a finger. Shouldn't have said that. Okay, the axle is out. That's definitely the easiest way to do it, is to leave it connected to your leaf springs and drop it and pull it, but I don't have a lot of shop space, so what I did was I just disconnected everything and I slid it over this way. When I put the 8 3/4 in, I'll have to do the same exact thing, but it's no big deal. It fits. There's enough room to do it. So anyways, that's out. Woo! finally. So now the very last thing that I can do is mount the fuel pump, because I don't have anything else. I have no parts really for anything else that I can do with the car. Like nothing. I got nothing. So unfortunately, that's going to be all we get done. But what can you do? You know, better than nothing. So dinner time. I'll finish this up in the morning. See you in a bit. All right. Welcome back. It's the next day. Oh, I still don't have anything else. Nothing has shown up. Unfortunate. So, all I have that I can do anything with is this fuel pump. All right, so we're up underneath the car. Here's my sump. I'm thinking I'm gonna put the pump right around here somewhere. That way I can go from this port for fuel, come over on the inlet side, kick the outlet side up this way. I got clamps and stuff to tie all this down, so don't worry, that's gonna go away. So we'll get this fuel line clamped, both of them, and the regulator I got up in the engine bay, we're gonna mount it also. So I'm thinking, based off of everything that I've seen underneath this car, you know, this seems to be the best place to mount it, where, you know, it's kind of out of the way, not directly in the path of the tire, yada, yada, yada. So let's zip this up here, and then we'll zip the regulator into place, and then that's it. That's all I got. All right, fuel pump is mounted. I like it. Good location, kind of away from everything. All right, now here's the deal with these regulators, guys. Let me cut this fan off so you can hear me. You want the regulator as close to the carb as possible, as close to the fuel inlet source as possible. Up on the passenger side here, where I got my first fuel line ran, it only makes sense to run it down there. So I'm going to mount this right over here. Let me bring it in and show you. I'm going to mount it right here, right? And what that allows me to do is bring my fuel source, I can keep it away from everything, bring it up here, and then I can either tee off from this side and go up and over and mate in, or I could even come from this way, but then I gotta go worry about crossing over belts and everything. So I'm thinking right here is a good spot. I could probably get away with right here. If I wanted to bring my other line up right here, I could. I could also put it right here, kind of bring it up that way. And then actually, that's actually a better idea now that I'm talking it over. Let's mount it right here. I can bring this fuel line up away from, before we even get to the headers and everything. Yep, I like it. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's zip this in, call it a day. All right, regulator's mounted. So with that being said, for the next video, I'm gonna try to get, hopefully by the end of the coming week, my fuel line is set to arrive. So I think while we're waiting on this rear end, the name of the game is gonna be, let's get that fuel line ran, let's get the wiring ran. We'll get everything final mounted. Right now I just got, you know, bolts started and whatnot on that and the fuel pump. So we'll get our secondary fuel source 100% ready to go. After that, we're just waiting on the rear end and waiting on nitrous. So we'll be back to tinkering around on little things. I do need to get a bunch of fittings, so I need to remember to order those. That way they can come in. So fittings, running line, running wire, wiring up switches directly to the battery, because let's burn this thing down. All right, y'all, thanks for watching. Have a good week. I'll see you next time.